of Ganassi and Penske. That's quite a good day's work.
Charlie Kimball's car is being taken back to Gasoline Alley. The only caution of the race thus far. Wrapping up here, the yellow bringing a couple of other people back into play. That's Ed Carpenter, who's the leader. Remember, he was off sequence on pit stops because of the blistered tire earlier. Stayed out under the yellow, had just pitted under the green. Now he's out in front.
And everybody's going to have to pit at least one more time if they can get 10 laps in. There goes Hunter Ray.
And they say that the guy that's at the lead on the restart is a sitting duck. Remember, Carpenter did come in before, has some tires on it that have a few more laps on it, but he has run a race lap that's about a mile an hour faster than the people that are around him. So does he have a little bit left that he's not showing at this time?
A really important part of the race for Dixon right now. He's got to show that he has the speed to stay with this group. He's done a great job saving fuel. He's been on strategy. Now he's got to keep pace with these cars if he's going to stand a shot at passing them at the end.
So Hunter Ray, Carpenter, Andretti, Dixon, Castroneves as for the lead. Ed Carpenter goes back through.
Now, in principle, this lead change could happen every lap because we could tell before that the lead car is almost a sitting duck at the end of these long straightaways.
Keeping an eye on that fourth place car, Dixon. Remember the report on the pit stop? They were going to take some downforce out of the car because he needed the speed to keep up with these front three. Can he keep up and manage to keep the car underneath him?
Taking downforce out of a car, and here he goes again.
Hunter Ray back to the front.
This leapfrogging could happen every lap from here to the end of the race.
And it's fun. As drivers, we love it.
So Ed Carpenter running second. Let's get an update on his car, Jamie.
Well, Ed Carpenter last pitted on lap 145. They took a look at the tires. All looked great for him. He asked the team, how are we looking on our downforce? They said, we look good. Let's take a big picture look at this and see how we sit second and how we can lead here. But so far, Ed Carpenter very happy with his car as you see him leapfrogging back and forth with Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Oh, we're looking again, and we're going to get it done again into one.
Nope.
Maybe not far enough.
Oh.
Now, the drivers are starting to tighten up their game. If you can give somebody a little bit of a problem, make them think twice, you have the mental advantage for those last few laps. What Hunter Ray did there, he gave him room, but not quite as much as before.
And as you say, that will just get worse
Here
as it
comes
goes on.
Marco Andretti.
And he's too late.
With a peek inside.
Now, these passes we're trying to accomplish going into 3 or into 1 usually start at the opposite end of the track. So you're coming off of 4 now. You need to be set up to get the pass completed going into 1. He's not close enough this time. But if you're passing somebody at one end of the track, it really got originated down the other end.
And another thing we have to say right now is all that talking about saving fuel that we did before, that's all gone out of the window. Right now they're going as fast as they can, maximum power. Because they all have to stop for fuel one more time. Everybody does.
So a look through this lead group of 10, including the rallying James Hinchcliffe, Townsend Bell with a beautiful drive, and now Kurt Busch up into 9th spot with 39 laps to go. Vince?
It's been a rally for Kurt as well today, Alan. He started 12th, fell back to about 20th, and now, as you said, back into the top 9, the top 10 in 9th place. They have added downforce to his car on a couple of different occasions. As you see the lead change and Carpenter go to the front, Eddie and Scott wondered about how Busch's car has been handled throughout the course of the day. They have added some downforce, but nothing major. Kurt's been very calm on the radio. He's handled it like he's a veteran, not like it's his first time at the Indianapolis 500.
And he's right at the end of that leading group. To be in 9th place for a NASCAR driver, having done just one race, is a great accomplishment.
You see all the swapping around for the lead, and the fact that the race is finished under caution the last 4 straight years. It's got a lot of the drivers wondering what's the right position to be in for the finish. As Hunter Ray goes back to the number 1 spot, we'll begin to dive into what they're thinking, where to position themselves, and get ready for what's no doubt going to be an exciting run to the checkered flag. That's all coming up from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where sculptor Will Behrens is going to do some more work in a little while. Scott Dixon talked about taking downforce off the car. Would it be unmanageable? There's the answer. The former winner into the wall hard.
It is such a fine line between having enough downforce and taking it all out for that final run. And I don't know what happened, but I would say it's a good bet that it was just not enough grip to hang in there.
Probably over the edge and almost undrivable.
Now this changes everything for Ed Carpenter.
And there he is already in the middle of the turn. Of turn 4, the car has already come around from him, so that means one of two things. The car was very loose, where the back end wants to come around on you. It had already swapped ends, or something broke on the car, and then the car swapped around on him. We'll have to get a report from him.
He was sideways very, very early on. And nobody seemed to have hit any of those big pieces of debris, which is great. That's a very strange spin.
In what way?
But just way so early. Normally that doesn't happen. He started spinning as he turned into turn 4.
On board Elio Castroneves, who was right behind Dixon.
See, just the car starts to come around on him right mid-turn.
Yellow.
He just got really light in the back. That wing, those wing changes are so tricky. It's always a guess as to how much you can take out, and then so often, if even a team like Ganassi cannot get it right, it just shows you what a crapshoot that is.
And when they make those wing adjustments, what it does, it either puts downforce, more grip into the car, or takes downforce off of it and makes the car have less grip in the turn. And that's what he called for, Alan, because he felt that he did not have the speed down the straightaway, wanted less wing angle.
For those of us who've not driven cars here in Indianapolis, do you have time to be scared? Do you think about it at all when that car snaps around like that? What does it feel like inside the car?
Those 2/10 that you saw, for him, felt like a quarter of an hour. You feel it loose. You feel it go sideways. You try to correct it. You know you have a long way to go, and you just sit there waiting for that bang. And he had a good bang because he went in backwards. The worst ones are the ones where you go in at a 90-degree angle. And let's not forget that safer wall that absorbed a lot of that information, a lot of that energy.
And these cars are so great inside the cockpit because everybody has actually built the seats specific to the driver, as we see, as we understand, Joseph Newgarden's car over there in the grass area.
Pit lane is open. The leaders are in.
We didn't see what happened to Newgarden. I have no idea what he's doing there.
Follow up on that in a minute.
This is the race right here. This is where it's going to happen in these pit stops.
Oh, so busy coming out, sliding in front of the other competitors.
This was a big, big break for Carpenter.
Got him back on even footing.
Even footing, same fuel as everybody else. Didn't lose any time. He was going to have a very
Hey, save your fuel right now. Save your fuel.
Kept going on his run.
So 30 laps to go. The crash from Scott Dixon. Vince is down in his pit.
Mike, Scott had just asked on before the previous stop to take some downforce off the car to make it a little more racy. Any impression from you that contributed to the accident?
Well, actually what happened was we meant to take downforce out of the car, but because everybody came in under yellow, we took out a very small amount. We didn't take out what we would have done on the final stop. So no, it didn't contribute to that. We don't think.
Had he indicated prior to ill handling with the car before the accident?
No, I don't think the car was ill handling at all. You know, it just people need to understand, the viewers need to understand how close to the edge the guys are in that front pack. You know, you had 4 people that have broken away from everybody else, and they were running fast laps. And I think that's really what's going on. It could have happened to any four of those guys.
Indeed. Thanks for the time, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, and we hope to hear from Scott Dixon in a bit. What happened to Joseph Newgarden? We saw Dixon crash. There's Newgarden's car inside the corner.
Now Joseph Newgarden seems to be coming out in a normal line, and that looks like Martin Plowman's not slowing down for the accident, and and gets into the back of Joseph Newgarden.
Caution is out. Pit stop's made. 29 laps to go. The former winner is done for the day.